All right. So it's been a minute since I checked in with you as far as mobile recording, but on my way home, as usual, from work, it's about 3:39. It is the 17th of January of 2017. We're uh, just 3 days away from the inauguration of Donald Trump as President of the United States of America. And of course, there is no shortage of news and excitement is rampant, and depending on what viewpoint or what perspective you are looking at, it is an exciting time nonetheless. So, just wanted to give a brief synopsis of my viewpoint as far as where I think we are and where I think we're headed, including the agenda of those powers, excuse me, that we have little to no control over. So, where we are now, I believe that we are in a divide. Our country is divided. We have the Democrats against the assumed Republicans. We have the racial divide, black against white. We have the Native American fighting for land against the National Guard and reservists. We have the abortion issue still lingering, yet pressing. We also have same-sex marriage debates. So the country in a nutshell is in a complete divide, and no one wants to be wrong. Now, how did we get here? Well, the powers that be know that the only way that they can completely conquer, take over, have more governmental control is if they get us all at each other's throats and at each other's necks. And that's where we are at. So they have done their due diligence, and they're getting the results that they are looking for. Order out of chaos. You'll hear that term a lot because that's exactly the type of atmosphere we are living in. And it's purposeful. Don't think that this is by accident, that we have progressed this way by ourselves exponentially in a short amount of time. Don't believe the hype. This is by design, and we are falling for it and have fallen for it. So where we're going, what the ultimate goal of the elite is, well, let me tell you what it is. It's to further divide us to the point where we're at each other's throats, so that they can have a reason to declare martial law. Now, some things seem more diabolical when it's posed that way. Speaking of martial law, because we get the impression that there will be necessary chaos with military and guns and roving the streets and tanks and loud noise and bangs, and we're being marched everywhere in straight lines behind each other. But that's not exactly what things will start off as. They just need to get us at each other's throats so that the focus can be off of them and their diabolical scheming behind closed doors. So as it stands for right now, there's a whole lot of leaks, a whole lot of things that seem to be coming to the forefront. This is not by accident. They know exactly what they're doing. They're allowing certain leaks out so that it will look like they're losing control. It'll look like, that we have a reason now to fight and to fight against them and see them as opposition. The pawns or the paupers against the kings and the kingships and things like that. But there is absolutely no way. If these people really wanted to take us out, destroy us instantaneously, they can. They can declare nuclear war. They can do any of these things and have it all be done at once. But that's not what they want to do. They still can extract a bit more wealth out of us through taxation, through laws. There's a whole lot of things. They are not limited on the things that they can pull. Remember, they are old money. They have passed down these economics and this economical plan that they have had for many years, hundreds. And so the only thing that is new necessarily is our awareness of some of their capabilities, but that's just what they leak to us. That's not their total cadre, if you will. It's not their total, the total war chest, if you will. They have a lot more things that they could do. So don't be fooled. So the only way that we can win in all of this is if we stick together, we blow the cover off of their schemes and agendas, and we don't allow them to divide us. Divided, we can't stand. We will not be able to stand. We won't be able to thwart off their evil plans. It's impossible. They realize this and they know this. You know, I'm gonna make this real short, but I heard it said that someone posed a question in a security meeting for a particular prison in Wisconsin. And as they were going through the security meeting, one of the participants posed a very good question to the staff, the training staff at the prison. And that was, aren't there more prisoners than there are staff members here? What keeps the prisoners from taking out the staff members and then taking over the prison? What keeps that from happening? And the response was from the staff was that it's virtually impossible because the inmates, it's almost impossible for them to work together, because in all that population, and all the inmates in that population, there's always going to be the strife. They're always going to be at each other for popularity, for power, for control. And so therefore they can never come together, even though there may be only, let's say, 20 staff or 50 staff in the institution over the population of, let's say, 1,000 inmates. They are sure that it's virtually impossible because the inmates cannot work together. They will not be able to work together because when one goes up, there'll be one at his heels trying to pull him down. And that's the same thing that these elite are assured of. It's that if they can agitate us to the point of conflict, that we will be at each other's throats. If they can pit one race against the other race, then we will be at each other's throats, and we won't even be able to focus on the diabolical schemes and plans that they have going on behind closed doors. So that's just something to think about as we go on into this inauguration season here. Remember, they know, and they have time tested, that if they can get you looking and distracted, looking at somewhere else, that you'll never come together, we will never come together and be powerful, take back control of our government, and again be we the people. Think about that. I just wanted to pose that to you and to give you something to think about. Make sure that you're prepared. Make sure you plan. I believe that diabolical plans are ahead. I hope that you got enough food, water, ammunition, and firearms to protect you and your family. But number one, rely on God, trust in God, stay prayerful, keep your ears to the ground and your eyes on God. And remember to always find God in your day, all right? This is Courtney Scott with Knowledge Well Media. Just a small post here. Look for my other videos. And as usual, like I said, find God in your day. Be blessed.